So I recently started a very big project. It's a monster project, and it required me to buy a lot of new tools, hand tools, mechanic tools, and also to go through the tools that I have and find out what I have and get them organized so that I know where to find them in the future. And that started me down this rabbit hole of toolbox organization. And OEM Tools seems like a really good brand. And I looked up socket organizers. And I didn't like those post ones, those ones where you're slipping the socket over a post and the name of that socket's written on the top of the post. I really didn't like those. I felt like they were a little they looked a little rickety. I liked the tray version where it slips into a hole, each one. I looked up the OEM Tools version, and it was expensive. Right now, I just looked it up just to double check the numbers. It's $90 right now, but it was 120 like a week and a half ago or something. So I said, all right, that's 120 when I looked it up. I was like, that's a lot of money to spend on some magnetic trays. And I sifted through all the other ones, and I found another one by a company called Workpro, and I started to compare the look of them, and I said, this is the same exact thing. I looked up some videos on the OEMs. I looked up some videos on the Workpros. Exact same thing. Workpros is $70. I'm going to link them in the description. I bought them right here. Now I've already opened up this box and I've checked them out, and I can tell you that the magnets are strong. Now that may be a problem for some people. They might not like the magnets being strong because it's tough to take them out of a drawer, which is really interesting too, because if you think about it, if you really got to yank it out of the drawer, there's a possibility that all the sockets go flying. Well, we're going to find out, because I'm going to set these things up right now. I'll tell you how they look, tell you how they work. This is a 6-piece set. So it's half inch, it's 3/8, it's quarter, and it's standard and it's metric. So, and it's a spot for a shallow socket and a deep socket. Sockets, I have this drawer, which seems kind of organized, right? But there's too much room being taken up here. Watch what happens, I think, once we get these Workpros in here. Oh my God, how much room we're gonna have. All right, now, does it magnetize through a mat? That's a good question. Well, that's very interesting. It magnetizes through a mat. Not that good, but actually good enough where I might leave the mat in. I was worried about leaving the mat in. Let me just clean this up. I'll tell you. I originally was not going to put the mat in, but Jesus, you can see how that could be a problem. Now, this drawer it's pretty much your standard size half drawer, I would call this. It's about 22 inches this way. And it just fits these things this way. It's like 16 1/4 clear. If you want to know exactly how much this thing is, if you got 16 inches, you're going to fit them all in here, front to back. It's unfortunate that you can't get them in side by side. I'm missing by, well, you can see right there, right? Probably 2 inches. If I had 2 more inches width, I could get them side by side, which would be nice. But I'm happy that I could get them in like this. And then I have a clear space here. Now, how I want to set these up, I'm not sure. This is half inch and this is half inch. So I could flip these two, but I use metric more than standard, so keep them in the front. That's what I'm thinking. I can put a bunch of ratchets here, and now we'll do a real speed up on this. We'll do a super speed up, and I will put all these sockets in here. But first, let's see. Oh, Jesus. If you put them in wrong, you know what I mean? Kiss it goodbye. let's see what happens when I pick this up. That's cool. It's because of the mat. Now, if the mat wasn't there, let's do a test. Let's put this here. Let's put this, and then let's bring this mat up. I'm afraid to do this, to be honest with you. All right. Now, let's get this thing out. Yeah. All right. Well, you know, it's get-upable. And you know what? They didn't fly everywhere because they're magnetized. Let's see. Let's turn them over. These are pretty heavy. These are 3/8. Let's see how close I can get it. Okay. All right. Well, that surprised me. I thought for sure that the 3/8 were going to fall. Let's see what happens with it. There's kind of no way that this would turn over and it not fall out. This one's got to fall out, right? Oh, for Jesus' sake. Okay, so it doesn't fall out. Well, you can see the strength on these. That surprises me. What about... Okay, well, I mean, this is the same as the other one, right? Jesus. What if I turn it over fast? Fast has got to make this fall over. All right. Well, it seems like maybe you could easily use this without a mat, and if you want to move them around, not a big deal. Yeah, Jesus. These things are strong. I mean, it's pretty... I'll link this in the description. It was $70. I double-checked it just now. It's $70 still. The OEM ones are now $90, but they were $120. And those OEM ones are going to go back up. It just happens to be the time of the month. We're getting close to Black Friday, so they lowered their prices. It's going to go up probably January, in the beginning of January, I bet. But it's just not worth it. They're the same exact things. Put them side by side, you'll see like the pictures. The Workpro has Workpro written right here. The OEM ones has OEM written right here. I bet you look, the numbers are all exactly the same. Look at the lengths, are the same. The difference is the color. These are blue and red, and those are like a green and black or something like that. But you can still, I think you can actually get them in a red and blue. These are red and blue, right? And the OEM ones are green and black, but I think you can get them in red and blue too. I would double check that. I bet you the price is different for the red and blue OEMs. But yeah, awesome. I'm very, very happy with this. I mean, now these drawers don't slam because they're the auto closes, but they do slam open. So, I mean, they're not moving at all. And I have to say, the fact that these are jammed in there, let's take this out and let's see what happens when we slam it closed without those in there. Do they slide? I bet you that they don't slide. Well, they're not going to slide. All right, they're not going to slide because this is a soft close, right? So, and if you open it this way, all it's going to do is go to the front. So if you don't have a soft close, let's see what happens. Just stop short. Doesn't move. So doesn't move, but it picks up real nice. Really good. And it just fits in here. I have to say, it's very, very tight. If 1/4 inch is clearly, obviously, if you use 1/4 inch a lot, you're just going to put them in the front. But yeah, I mean, 1/4 inch in the back, you can still get to these things. Not easy, but it's gettable. And then obviously you can just pull it out. I mean, you just pull it out. What are you talking about? You telling me this doesn't fit in here like this? That's better. Okay. I mean, I don't really like these rails too much, but they can be handy in certain circumstances. In this particular case, it's great because I can put 1/4 inch up to here. I can do all 3/8, and then I go 1/2 inch. It works out. You just slide those new pieces on there. And I'm going to keep my eyes out for this 35. This 35 is around here somewhere. I left the space open for it. It's somewhere around here. It's always annoying because you always lose the one you need because you're always using it, and that's why you lose it. So, that's how it works. So we'll just drop this baby right in here. That's pretty sweet. And then I got a whole bunch more space here. Not sure what I'm going to be putting there, but I assume it's going to be sockets, you know, that I'm going to acquire in the future. Am I going to fill up these spaces right here? Well, I'm going to say no. Definitely not on the 1/2-inch ones. Because I have impact 1/2 inches. In fact, I'll show you a set. This is a metric deep socket set from Neiko. I think that's how you say it. This goes up to 30. So I got from 11 to 30. And I have the standard set, and I also have a shallow set. These are all 1/2 inch. So I am set on 1/2 inch ones. The good thing about impact is that clearly it can work on a wrench too. And I would highly suggest if you're looking to buy a set of sockets, don't even bother buying 1/2 inch regular sockets. Just buy impact ones. They're incredibly strong. The only difference is that they might be thicker than you really need. But in reality, then you just move down to a 3/8. Buy a good 3/8 set. All right, so this is good. If you were just looking at, this Workpro, this OEM tools version of this, the Workpro version of the OEM tools, this is probably all you want to watch. If you want some bonus content, I'm going to be setting up the rest of the toolbox. I bought a bunch of things here, and if you want to, I'll keep the camera rolling, and you can watch it. I'm a little nuts with Harbor Freight. Picked up some of these Icon specialty type tools. I think that the specialty tools are really good to buy from companies like Harbor Freight. And the reason is because something like this in, say, Snap-on is going to be these stubby flex ones. This is going to run you some dough from Snap-on. A set like this is got to be $300-400, and it's less than half the price from Icon. And I would say that it's going to be pretty good. I mean, if you look up Project Farm, I mean, he's testing this stuff, and it's, they're doing well. And if you're not using them like all the time, then I would say that it's fine. If you're using this stuff every day, if you need stubby ones like this every day, I would get Snap-on. Next one I got was this combination. These are not cheap. This was like $170. Both of these are metric. I didn't get standard in these. Fits good. So it's got a 19. So again, this is a combination, and it's got the switch, which is important. Now, so I guess I can explain these tools. Is that the combination ones are the adjustable, the ratcheting, and usually they're 12-point. I would say most of them are 12-point. And if you have one, if it's an angled one, see that has an angle on it, whatever this is, 15 degrees, it's going to have this switch. Usually it's going to have this switch. If it's straight, it's probably not going to have a switch. And the reason is that means you can flip it over. But you can't really flip this one over. This is very useful. This 15 degree with a switch, very, very useful. You can see how long this 19 is. It goes from 10 millimeter to 19. Expensive set, $170. It's $10 more than the ones without this grip part. They call it anti-slip. So this is important. When you go to get these Icon ones, there's a box that looks exactly like this. The only thing it doesn't say is anti-slip grip, and that's $10 less than this. Spend the $10 and get this little anti-slip. Because I watched some testing on Project Farm, and it seems like this thing is actually very useful. There's like little ridges here. Next thing I got, another specialty type thing, is that I got these S wrenches. Now these are usually 12-point. Yep, these are 12 points. but they are very, very handy, these things, and it's not that much money. Well, you know, relatively speaking, it's not that much money. This is about 110 bucks, I believe. I think this one is 60 and this is 55, so about $115. And in a pinch, these things can really, really help you. It's worth it, I think, to get these. I was actually looking into getting the half moon ones, but this is pretty good too. The half moon ones have their place for sure, but I think that these S ones are going to be nice. So, okay. Did also buy this, and this is another thing I only bought in metric. This crow's foot. I probably should have just bought it in standard because it's not that much money. This was 55. That is not gonna fit. Oh, it might fit. Hold on. It's tight. Oh yeah. All right, so that's way better. It fits good. All right, so here's those combinations. These are the metric ones. Now I have a big set of standard. There's a bunch of this. This is 1.25 inches right here, and it goes down to, this is 5/8, I believe. So this is a nice set, made in the USA. This is thing, we're never gonna have problems with this. Obviously, it's old, but and there's no organization. But I have an idea on the organization. I watched it in the video. I saw this in like No Nonsense Know-How. I forget his name, but I'll link to the video in the description. Basically making open-ended wrench holders out of 12 gauge. See, now it just makes this, yeah, you know, that is kind of strong actually. I want to say this is a 1-inch pipe or a 3/4. I can't really remember. That was probably about a 4-foot piece. All right, so we got some that's free organization. That's nice. There. And then clip it right there. All right, well, I guess this is my second goodbye here, second closing. So we got the socket drawer looking good. I'm very, very happy about this. One thing I just want to mention, that open spots can confuse you. You might say, did I have a socket there or not? And it actually can make you lose something, because you can't look down at everything, and if everything's filled, you know that it's good. If you have one open spot, okay, there's something that's supposed to go there. But what you have, when you have 25 open spots, it's like, did I have 25 open spots or 24 open spots? That's something to consider. Next, we got this drawer. I ended up putting the plastic back on it, and this is looking real good. I'm very, very happy with this. You got these S-shaped ones that are nice, these stubby combinations. These are flexible ones. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's really cool. And these crow's feet are gonna help me out a lot. I also got this, just organized a little bit, but I didn't buy anything. This is all stuff that I bought previously. This is all my impact stuff. And then on this side, we got an empty drawer that we need to fill with ratchets. There's a lot of stuff that's supposed to go in here right now, but it's in use when it's underneath something that's right behind me. A nightmare that's right behind me. And then this drawer, we got all our open-ended, and we made a new twisted up wire thing. I'll link to that video again in the description. It's for free. If you got 12 gauge, it definitely helps out. It's very, very simple. I just threw it together in, 2 minutes. And it's helping me stay organized. So, all right. Well, I'll see you on the next one again. All right. Bye.